Christmas came early. I know it's just a dirt pile, but I'm stinking excited. Hey everybody, welcome back to the True North Life Homestead. Today, I'm sure that you've heard me talk about this, the day the dirt arrives, and it is today, and I cannot be more excited. Can you tell? The sun is shining, I got dirt, we're ready to work in our garden today. It's gonna be so exciting. Before we get to that, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about how today is gonna go. I woke up this morning to 4 missed phone calls, 2 from a trucker and 2 from the trucking company, where they were like, are you around? No, I was sleeping through everything. So they came, knocked at our door. We sleep with a huge industrial fan that literally you cannot hear anything when it's on. Usually the dog freaks out if something's going on. For some reason he didn't today. But we just couldn't get a hold of the trucker, so he dumped the dirt where it is. I had a spot picked out for it. We missed it. Totally fine. It was my fault. Whatever. We'll deal with where it is. It's still dirt. I could use it everywhere, so I'm not complaining. I woke up this morning. I walked out my front door like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, I missed you. Like, I can't believe that happened. And I really wanted to see the dirt delivered. And oh my God, it's Christmas. Look at all that dirt. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful color. It's kind of dried out right now because it's super hot out today. So the top layer of moisture is evaporated, so it looks a lot lighter than it did this morning. Not gonna be a concern in my garden. It's gonna get lots of compost, lots of covering, and I got some fun new hoses for it yesterday, which I'm super excited for. Can you tell? This is like a really great day. Great day. Love great days. So, what are we doing today with this dirt? So first off, we've got to go and get the rest of our garden beds filled up or leveled out in the garden and placed so that we don't have to worry about a lot of the stumps that we were working with before, because I really just kind of decided I really don't want to deal with stumps anymore. Like, there's so many of them, they're everywhere, they're tiny, they've got a million branches coming off of them. I'm just gonna stick a dirt bed on top and let nature do the work. We're gonna let the grubs and the worms from the garden dig through those stumps and just decompose them over time. So those root canals that will eventually disappear will be extra drainage for our garden beds, as well as we're gonna get the extra nutrients and the attraction of the beneficial bugs in the bed. That's fine, love it. It's really me being lazy and letting nature do the work, but let's just not tell nature she's helping me out, and hopefully we can work together on that. Then we are going to put a layer of dirt down in the bottom of them to make sure that we cover any extra intensive stumps and any really uneven spaces inside and outside the garden bed. Then we're gonna lay down some wiring. The reason why we're laying down wiring is to keep out any moles and underground digging. Any chipmunks that want to get in underneath, they're gonna hit that wiring and be like, ugh, don't want that. And they're gonna go somewhere else instead of trying to dig in through the bottom of the bed. Next that we're going to put is a layer of brush in the bottom of the bed to help with any drainage, to help clean up our property a little bit, to help use it a little bit more beneficially than just sticking it in a pile and burning it. And then we're going to fill up the rest with dirt. Yay, dirt! Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Love that you're here. And then we're going to put our compost, our plants, our mulch, and we're gonna bury our hoses that I'm really excited that I got yesterday in the mulch, so that we just have amazing drainage. We don't lose any water, so the hoses that we're going to be using in the garden are 60% more water retentive, and it's going to be set up in the system so that when everything goes back to normal and people start going back to work, I don't have to worry about my garden getting watered in the heat of the day, because I've got a little fancy system that I'm super excited to show you guys, because this has been a couple of years coming together and getting it all figured out, and finally I think that it's actually just going to be perfect so that I have to do the minimal involvement for watering as possible. Amazing. I love it. So let's get started on that, shall we? Thank you, Gary, coming in to help me work out this today, because there's a lot of dirt we have to move, so I would not be able to do this all without your help. If you guys want to see a video on Gary and why we chose him for our homestead, I will link that or put that up here somewhere in the top so that you guys can check that out if you'd like. We really love him, and I gave a whole video to him and his amazingness. You should go check that out. Whew, it's that hot out. I had to put my hat on. Love this hat though. Means things are getting done. So we brought Gary over. We're gonna start to fill up the garden beds. You can see that we set them up in this fashion right now. So we have an 8-foot box, 6-foot box, 8-foot box right now. They are 4 feet apart. And we've got a bunch of 6-foot boxes at the back there as well. The reason why this is set up like this is that, as I mentioned, we're putting the stumps inside the garden boxes while leaving our pathways clear. And we're gonna do that as much as possible to be able to reduce the amount of work that we're gonna have to do over the years. But you can see that they're still in need of some help leveling, so we're gonna go ahead and do that and put some dirt down so that they look like they actually belong here, instead of just being nice boxes in the middle of this once field. I should probably mention too, because Kevin said it looked really funny. Yeah, you can see where I wanted the dirt to go right there. Is we've got boxes up here and we have boxes back there. The reason for that is that this is what my entrance is going to be like, and I want to have mainly 8-foot boxes, which is going to be coming in the next little bit, just to be able to encompass a little bit more of the stumps. And the 6-foot boxes were just left over from another project. They were already the right size, so they're going to be at the back a little bit closer to the greenhouse, which is convenient for putting plants in there. But these guys are up here, they're up front. It's a little bit easier to move the dirt into them today. And it allows me to start working on making my bean dream a reality. So I had a dream the other day. I mentioned this in a video. I'm actually super jazzed about it. You gardener people will understand. Everybody else, just call me crazy. It's so much easier. It gets us through a lot faster. My dream was that I walked up to my beautiful garden, and in that process, I was like, oh my God, look at my beautiful beans coming out of my garden beds. That's so amazing. When I had that dream, I was like, you know what? I love that so much. I'm gonna make it a reality. Here's the deal. It's gonna have beans and peas and drapery thingies going upwards. Then we're gonna have a nice hoop that goes over here. This is going to have our vegetables in it at the front that are gonna cascade over top of our archways, because we're gonna do another archway right here that leads into our other big box that's going to have another section coming up that's going to create this beautiful edible wall that I can take snacks out of as I go to the fire pit, as I go to check out our trail cams, as I go to check on our orchard, and all the other amazing things that we have going on in the back of our property. This is going to be probably the lifeline of me getting work done on our property, because I'm gonna be growing a lot of sugar snap peas because I love sugar snap peas. Anyway, I feel like I should have shared that with you guys because I was just so jazzed. I cannot wait for it to actually happen. It is on its way to happening, and it starts right now. I mean, it kind of started a little while ago when we took all the trees out, but it's getting even closer. All right, the sucker's level. Let's go ahead and start adding our dirt onto the inside and around the boxes. You can see I've got a couple of areas there that you can still see through, and we're gonna go ahead and level those out. Let's do it. We've hit the hottest part of the day just about, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a bit of a break while the sun goes over us a little bit, and we'll come back when it's not so hot. It's like 40 degrees, bearing down sun. There's a little bit of wind today, which is nice. I'm sure you can hear it more on the camera than I can feel it. Not really any shade, so I'm gonna go ahead and cool off for a minute. Yeah, that's right, we found a kid's pool. Oh yeah, that's chilly. Woo! Have myself a seat right here. I filled it from the hose and it's freezing cold. Oh, it feels good though. Nice like ice pool on the side of the house. So nice. Do you guys want a tour of the pool? I'll show you around. Over on this side is our shallow end. You can see it's just about ankle deep. And then we've got our stairs in the shallow one that I've been sitting on to adjust to the water, icy water, because it just came out of the hose. Over here though, we got our scary deep end. You know, this is about like mid-shin height. I'm not brave enough yet to go all the way into it. Gotta work my way up to that scary deep end. But this pool actually has kind of a funny story. We actually found it. We were walking through our new property when we first got here, and in the tree line that we've now cut down, we actually found this pool. Like, it was just a kiddie pool that's supposed to have a slide on the one side, which I wish I found the slide too, because that would make this even better. But I didn't find it, and I'm lucky enough to have the pool, so that's awesome. Because it's not out, and we don't have a pool. Now we do, because we found one. Who can say that? Who can say they found a pool in their yard? But we were walking through the brush area and just leaning up against it underneath some of the snow, because we moved in the wintertime, was this pool. So we picked it up, we brought it up towards the house. We found a lot of other cool things kind of hidden in the shrubbery that's now in our garage. So the stuff that we could save and the stuff that we needed to throw away that wasn't just garbage on the property has been taken away. But it's kind of cool. When you have a larger property, or when you're acquiring a new property, you often find a lot of treasures, and it was really awesome that one of them was a kiddie pool. So I'm going to enjoy that right now.
So I kind of totally messed this video up. I didn't realize it was 40 degrees outside, which is ridiculously hot, and I couldn't believe it when I found out, which made me feel like this. So instead of recording a proper outro, I just kind of stopped for the day. So if you guys want to see what we got up to and how this project is going to move forward, I would love it if you guys would subscribe, and we'll see you around next time.